Hey, Facebook family and friends. Woo wee. We have a wonderful, 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 spectacular show for you today. We're going to have a great conversation, discussion with some wonderful young ladies, with a mom, talking about family, talking about supporting our youth, talking about perseverance, and all of these types of things. So, thank you so very much for tuning in today. I know it's been a minute. I know y'all got to be sad, but hearts, how you doing? Hearts, put my tissue down. Hearts. I know y'all sad. It's been a minute since I've had a podcast, but I had to take some time to heal. As you all may know, my grandma, we recently lost our grandma, and I'm telling you, that was a total blow, and it continues to be a blow to me and my family. So this is my first podcast since my grandma passed away. And I'm so happy that I can come back with some young ladies who truly inspires me, with one of my best friends from what was it, elementary school? What was it?
Whittier.
From middle school, Whittier. Yeah. And she's an advocate. She does wonderful things. She's an excellent mom. And I'm just so thankful that she's in my life. So we're going to have a wonderful conversation with you all. Welcome, 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 welcome. Please share this video with those who you feel may be impacted by this conversation, young people who you feel could may be inspired by the things that are going to be said today. Um, However you choose to do it, don't hold it to yourself, but pass it forward. So I will also want to say thank you to George, James, and Larry for opening up the studio so that we can have this opportunity to have these types of podcasts. I can do a podcast on my phone, but guess what? They got all this equipment here. They support people in community who wants to do studios, who wants to do podcasts and have conversations and things like that. Want to get good messages out. Want to share stuff that people need to know. And then look at this. We also have this beautiful view. So I'm very thankful to them for providing this space. Thank you, George, James, and Larry from Out of the Mud Inc. We truly appreciate you as partners. Thank you, George. George is in the studio doing his thing behind the scenes, working it as usual. I also want to let you all know the purpose of this podcast. So, the purpose of this podcast, we might talk about a lot of different topics. We may talk about a lot of different things, but the primary focus is for us to be the change. We can talk about who, what, when, where, how, what everybody else should be doing. But guess what? If you're not doing anything, then change is not really going to be able to happen at the magnitude that we want it to happen. So, be the change you desire to see, because what change begins with who? Me. Change begins with me first, and then I can work on my family, then I can work on my community, then I can work on the world. But if I'm not changing me, then everything else isn't going to happen in the way that it should. So um, so I also want to let you all know that we have to be an active, and you all are going to hear this today, like how these young ladies individually and also as a family unit are being an active part of the change. Have they had some adversity? Yes. Have they had some challenges? Yes. Do they continue to struggle with some things? Of course. But they continue to be an active part of the change. They are doing the work. And I'm so happy that we're able to express that. Every topic that I have on this show relates to our individual life as well as our living situation, as well as those lives that we have impacted within our home, within community, and beyond. So it's not just about us, but it's about all of us. All right. All right. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you all. Before we dive into things, I want you all to know about a few things that are coming up. George, do you have the flyer for the Clean Comedy Show? So we have a clean comedy show that's coming up. George is going to put the flyer up so you all can have that. I believe the date is the first week in May, and it's going to be like on Dort Highway. So hopefully you all will be able to participate in that. I oftentimes hear people say, there's nothing to do. We don't have anything to do. I'm so bored. Listen, this is a comedy show that's clean. So if you want to go, take your boo or, take your older kids, have a night out and enjoy yourself. And then May 10th, I don't know if George has the flyer up, but you can take a look at that flyer, screenshot it, save it, share it. On May 10th, there's going to be a Hope Health Heal class. And some of the instructors are Dr. Linda Itson, Dr. Tiffany Quinn, and then I'll be doing like a healing circle. So it'll be 3 different opportunities for you to come and participate in different classes regarding grief and loss. We shouldn't just be suffering alone and carrying the weight of grief and loss by yourself. There's people available to help support you through that. And then on May 22nd, so May 10th is going to be from 11:30 to 2 o'clock. It's going to be at Church Without Walls. And we hope to see you there. If you have further questions, feel free to message me, or you can call me, whichever way is best for you. And then 2 other things. May 22nd, there's going to be a Peace and Justice remembrance service at the Peace Park on Martin Luther King and McClellan Street. So that's going to be from 4:30 to 7:30. So if you could come to that, if you want to come, we're going to clean up the Peace Garden, and then we're going to have some food, some music, and we're going to have a good time together. We're going to remember those that we've lost, but at the same time, we're going to advocate for how we sustain life, for how we embrace life, for how we uplift each other through our grief and loss and the challenges that we face. And the last thing is there's going to be a Stop the Silence walk on May 24th. And I believe that's going to be at 1 o'clock. It's on a Saturday. It's going to start at the Sylvester Broom Empowerment Village. Claude High is one of the organizers of that. So you can hit him up on Facebook. Or again, if you have any questions, you can get with me on Facebook Messenger, or you can call me directly if you need to. So these are just a few things. I know I kind of put them all, kind of ran them off really quickly, but I will put them in the chat or in our thread once we get through with the podcast. All right. So I wanted to make sure you all had that information. My sister is going to make an announcement about a wonderful resource fair that's coming up, but she's going to do that like a little bit near the end so that you all can write that down as well. All righty. So now it's time for us to dive on in. So my guest for today is Rayven McQueen. This is Rayven. Rayven McQueen. Rayven McQueen.
Hello.
And then we have Aaliyah McQueen.
Hi.
And Mom is also here too. Mom is here, Marcia McQueen, Marcia Moore. And she is here as well. And so we're going to have a really good conversation. I know a little bit about these young ladies. And what I would like to share is that I know that Rayven is a beautiful young lady. She holds a lot inside. If you're her friend, you're her friend. But guess what? If you're in that other area, then you're in the other area. It's all black and white. So, but she's so beautiful. She gives so much, and she is a hard worker. Rayven, do you remember? I remember when Rayven was trying. She was working really hard. I'm not going to say trying. She was working really hard at basketball. Do you remember that time? Like a long time ago. When you were trying out for the Storm and stuff, and even before that time period.
Oh, yeah.
Like she was working so hard. She was like, I'm gonna get to the place that I want to be. And now you see Rayven on the court. Oh my God, it's like night and day, isn't it? It's like night and day. She has come so far. And not only so far, I mean, she is like one of the best. Y'all gotta see her in action. And then we have Aaliyah. Aaliyah, again, she is a hard worker. I don't think I've ever seen two young women who work as hard as these two young ladies. I have a baller too, and I remember Aaliyah. You probably don't know. I remember this, but Aaliyah recommended Kendall for an AAU team, right? One of the best AAU teams in the state. Yeah, in the state. And she said, "You got to see this girl who is just a baller. Like you got to see her potential." And she tried out. Now she did her thing, but Aaliyah recommended her. And that's what it takes. It takes women uplifting one another, encouraging one another, pushing each other forward. And that's exactly what Aaliyah has done and continues to do by being the example, not only on the court, but also in so many other ways. So, and then I have Marcia here, who's their mom. We call her CC. And when I tell you CC, she's grown so much over the years. I mean, she is like a butterfly. She's just doing so many amazing things. She's pushing herself outside of her fear. She definitely is an example of faith over fear. Yes, she is doing the doggone thing. And she is an amazing mom. Talk about supporting her kids, being there for her children, and making sure that not only they have what they need, but she is truly an example to what it means to be a woman, a mother, and a person who advocates so hard for others. So, what did I leave out? What did I leave out? What did I leave out? So, Raven, why don't we start with you first? Tell us a little bit more about who you are.
Um. Okay. I like to do hair.
Ooh,
I like
didn't
to
know
play
that.
basketball. I like to. Mm, I like to cook. I enjoy cooking. Mm, I don't really know. It's not too much about me.
Only your hair. You like to do your hair. You're doing others.
Yeah, I only do my hair.
Oh shucks.
If someone asks, like I will, but I don't do
Okay.
hair.
She
You
does
did.
my hair.
You did this. She does your hair.
She did.
Oh yeah.
Your lock, your twist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! People gonna be calling you.
Yeah.
People gonna be calling you because
Nah,
I'm like,
they
this
can't
looks
call
good.
me.
That
It's
looks
all
good.
mine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So tell us a little bit. What school do you go to?
High school or going to college?
High school.
Grand Blanc.
And you're in what grade?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. All right. Cool. How has that been?
It's been okay. I'm ready for it to be over. It's been cool though. It's been cool.
All right. All right. Cool. 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 How many siblings do you have?
5.
5 outside of including Aaliyah.
All together, yeah.
Okay. All right. 5 siblings. And where do you fall?
I'm the last.
Oh my goodness, you're the baby?
Yeah.
Aaliyah, how is that, her being a baby? What does that look like?
She's spoiled.
Oh, is she really?
You know how parents, every kid was raised different. And I just feel like it's always the baby though. The baby
Marcia.
child, they get whatever they want.
Oh, wow. Is that true, Mom? Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So Aaliyah, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name's Aaliyah. I do go by the name of Q as well. That's also a nickname.
Okay.
Pretty much, basketball is mostly my life. I don't do nothing really outside of that, but like just hang out with my teammates or go to the gym. I pretty much just be chilling. I'm very laid back. I'm very chilled. I'm complete different from my Rayven.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And what school do you go to?
I go to Detroit Mercy University.
Okay. And how are things going for you?
They're good. I actually was selected for all academic honors. I got a 3.75. So
come on, y'all, give it up. Let me see some hearts. Let me see something to encourage these young people. She don't have to be doing this. She could be doing so many other things. Trust and believe. But she's doing this. Yeah. She got it going. Oh, it's my God. All right. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You're taking finals this week. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your finals to come here and do the podcast and be here with us.
Of course.
Appreciate that. All right. Okay. So I know you've had some challenges. I mean, you've been to a number of schools, and I would love for you to share that with us because there's so many young people who has the goal and the dream of going to college, but they're struggling. They're struggling with getting there, whether it's a lack of resources, lack of support, because everybody doesn't have a supportive family, the supportive community. Sometimes it's just them,
Mm-hmm.
And then with some of the struggles that you've had, I think some people would have quit a long time ago. What you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I think some people would have quit a long time ago, like in between all of that, like been like, you know what, I'm just done.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You kept on going. And we can talk a little bit about what are some of the things that happened, what are some of the outcomes of what happened as a result of you sticking and staying. But can you share a little bit about us, like with us, some of the challenges that you experienced and why you stayed?
Well, to kind of sum up a little bit, in high school, I was pretty much like number one in Michigan, and I had a lot of publicity and a lot of support and stuff as far as basketball, and I feel like that's where I built my name up and from. And then I was blessed to play AAU because a lot of people don't even know what that is. It's like for people that don't know what AAU is, it's a travel basketball where you go to different states and you play against different people from all over the world. It's not just in one place. And doing that, it opened me up to colleges and meeting different college coaches and even just college people, college players. So that was just like the start of it, and I ended up finishing with over 50 offers before committing.
Wow, in high school?
Yeah.
Is that like normal? Dang, y'all 50?
Yeah, it
Jeez.
was a lot. And unfortunately, the school I did choose, I thought was the one, and I feel like I got a reality check though in college more so. I thought like I was the best. I thought I had got the big head just based off what I experienced through high school and going to
Mm-hmm.
college like freshman year. I would say it humbled me. Because I feel like Illinois University was my first stop, and there I had a lot of big resources. I had, you know, money and stuff, football teams. It was just a lot that came with Illinois University, and I feel like going there, it was just like too big, too much for me at such a young age, and it gave me the reality check that I needed to like kind of pull back. Like, nah, like it's other people better than you, no matter where you go, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So that's kind of where it started.
So why didn't you quit in between? I mean, and what would you say? Two things. Why didn't you quit in between? Because how many colleges did you go to before getting to Mercy?
I've been to Illinois University. I then went to Oakland University for 2 years, and then I went to Madonna University, and then going to Detroit Mercy. So I've been to three different schools before Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just like what made me keep going was basketball, and like
Mm-hmm.
reminding myself why I started doing this in the first place. Like, and I feel like I lost that along the way as well because I was just so
Mm-hmm.
focused on wanting to play, and I had to remember what it took to actually want to play
Oh
at that
wow.
level. So that's what that's what got me.
Mm. And I've heard that. I was in a classroom with, I don't know, maybe 12 kids, and they were talking about motivation. Um, and one kid said, you know, I became the problem that I was afraid of when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, that's pretty deep. He said right before my eyes, I became the problem of what I feared when I was a kid. And he said, but it was no, he said it was basketball or football. I think it was basketball and football. It was sports in general. He said
Mm-hmm.
if it hadn't been for sports, he said I remember the coach just kept pulling at me, saying that I had potential, that I should come, sit in on the practices. He said he just wouldn't stop. He said, and finally I went. And he said, in sports, I have to say, is what kept me above water. It's what
Mm-hmm.
helped to keep me connected. He said, because I didn't really have family. I didn't have anybody in the community who saw me, who saw the value in me. He said, and really that coach in sports was the only thing that I had to make me feel like I was somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that, when you say that, it's like, dang, sometimes sports can truly be a kid's lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so important that that's available to kids, and that we're seeing kids for what it is that they bring so that we can push them to the things that might give them additional life.
And that's why like I don't have any other talent. Like Raven, she does hair, she can dance, she done gymnastics. For me, it was always basketball, and I feel like basketball. I did like I did feel like I wasn't finding myself just because I thought basketball was my life, but I realized basketball is discipline in my life. Like
That's good.
basketball, like every day in the morning, I work out, I run, I lift weights, and then I shoot, and it's like the same thing every day. And even like that's something I want to carry after basketball because basketball not gonna always be there, but my body got to always stay right. I
Yeah.
always got to be healthy. So installing that discipline now is something that I learned from basketball, and that's why like it really is my life for real.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Before I go to Raven, what's one thing you would say to a young person who's thinking about quitting? And it doesn't matter if it's basketball or something else, just thinking about quitting and feel down in life and simply don't want to go on.
Don't quit because somebody is eventually gonna count on you
Mm,
because you do need somebody there. And I feel like I had a lot of support along the way because
hmm.
it wasn't just me all the time. And without those people in my life, I don't think I would have been able to make it at the time. Um,
Dang.
and also make connections, make friends, make just meet people, because networking is also a big key in like everywhere you go. And I was, like I said, I was just fortunate to have those relationships with people and be okay wherever I went.
Hmm. Thank you for sharing that. And I want to say to community, I want to say to everybody who's listening, watching this podcast right now, community is so important. Being the village is so important. Paying attention to the kids in the neighborhood, those who's walking up and down the street, it's so important to see them. To say, hey, how you doing today, babe? Or hey, how you doing today, young lady, young man? Good to see you. Have a good day. You know, just having conversation with young people, encouraging them when you see them, whether you're at the grocery store, the gas station, in the community, wherever it is. And if you can be a lifeline and a help to a young person, if you can provide them with something that's going to lift their life, push them in a certain direction, don't be afraid to speak. Don't be silent. Don't say it's not my business. Say, oh, I'm just going to pray in silence. And they don't even trust me. I understand the power of prayer. But actually looking at somebody and letting them know I'm there for you, you can rely on me, is so important. So what she just said, having that connection, having that family support, having that community support, is that extension of community, of family, is so vital and so important. So community, please, let's continue to be vigilant. Let's continue to look, and if we see something, we're saying something, we're doing something. All of those things. Being silent is not the answer. Turning a blind eye is not the answer. We have to be a part of the solution. All right, so enough of my preaching. So Rayven, tell us a little bit about who you are, and and some of the things that you've done to be where you are right now. And I say that, listen, Rayven, do you realize, girl, when I be watching you on phone. I'm like, oh my God, that 3-point shot. Ooh, she did that turn. I don't even know the names of turns. I only know basketball because of Kendall. But Raven be doing some twists, and then she be like, phew, and it go right in there. I'm like, oh my God. So do you see your growth? That's the first thing. I want to know, do you see your growth?
Yeah, it all comes from my hard work.
Yeah. Yes. So can you talk to us about that perseverance, that grit, that I'm not going to stop? Tell us about that.
At first, when I was getting into it, I didn't see no progress when I first, like maybe my freshman year when I started out, I didn't really see me getting no better. So I'm like, man, why am I still doing it? What's the point? Then my junior year came around, AAU season, then that's when coaches started calling, like, okay, keep the good work up. We'll be looking at you. Keep it up. So
they were encouraging you.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I can get somewhere with this. Then my junior year came around. I think that was like a big turnaround for me. I took it more serious, came to practice early, before practice, stayed after early, all that. Went to the extra gym, like the rec centers, and then went to the state championship, and that really turned everything around for me. And that's when coaches started calling, coming in. And my last year AAU season, that's when I got the most ever contact with the coaches. They was telling me that I improved. They saw the improvement. I'm taking it serious, because I told everybody I wasn't gonna take basketball serious. It's like, y'all ain't gotta worry about me in a couple years. I won't be doing this.
I remember all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember you wanted to quit. She did quit a few times, right?
I was like, she did.
I was like, wait a minute, you did quit times.
Over and over and over and over. Then after I just started getting older and more maturing with myself, I learned that I can be somewhere, and I just gotta work hard. That's all I gotta do.
Dang, that is so cool. Is there ever sibling rivalry? I saw y'all on the court playing against each other a few times. I don't know really who won. I'm not gonna say that. But do y'all ever have this friendly sibling rivalry type of thing?
Yeah. Aaliyah probably a scorer. She'll probably have a crazy game, leading scorer, posted everywhere, and I'll be like, that was trash. That game, that wasn't nothing. You need to play better or something. And then if we go to the gym together, it's like, if I'm not doing something right, it's like, come on, what are you doing? And then one-on-ones is very intense.
Very intense. That's what I watch. It's very intense. Yeah. And y'all talk a lot of trash to each other too.
Oh yeah.
That's y'all, it's gonna be so cool. Oh my God. So it's Aaliyah's last year at Detroit Mercy. it's Raven's first year at Detroit Mercy. These girls are going to be balling for this basketball season coming up at Detroit Mercy. Man, can y'all believe that? I'm telling you, I'm going to try to be at as many games as possible. Me and Kendall going to be there with our popcorn and cheerleading and all of that. So I cannot wait. So, Mom, what's your thoughts about this? Your two babies going to the same school. They're going to have 1 year together on the court. What do you feel about this?
Well, I am so happy. I only got to go to one game now. I don't got to be going to Midland and all that. Just one place, one game. I might even go to the away games now. But I am just so happy and I am just so thankful. And I just thank God because I never thought in a million years this would happen. Never. And when Leah didn't even tell me she had got the extra year, she had told my mom. And then my mom like, well, Leah got an extra year. I said, what?
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, oh my God. So then I didn't want them to tell her. I wanted them to surprise her at her signing. I wanted Leah to come out with the jersey on and be like, we gonna play together. But Leah's like, I ain't doing all that. I just told her. But I was on cloud nine. It's just a blessing. I be smiling all day, every day, like, Leah, I know Leah finna be on her head.
Wow.
Yep. So.
And Mom, it's your hard work. I've seen you push your girl, even when, especially Rayven. I can't speak too much about Aaliyah, but especially Rayven, even when she didn't want to get up, when she didn't want to work out, when she didn't want to do this or do that. Like, you were just always reminding her of her potential, of who she is, and the importance of like what her purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Because she loves basketball. Basketball brings something out of her that I don't typically see. So, I mean, I just want to say, recognize you as well. Congratulations to you, Mom, for all that you've done. Right, girls?
Right.
Yeah. So, Aaliyah, what about your 1,000th point? Hey, y'all. Aaliyah scored her 1,000th point. Right? When was that? A month ago? When was that?
Yeah, it was
a month ago. 1,000 points. Yes. Yes. So proud of her. So proud of her.
Yeah.
So what did you think about? I mean, 1,000 points. What happened when you scored that? How did you feel?
If I'm being honest, at the time I wasn't worried about it. I was worried about the game, because it was a big game. But it did feel good because I didn't even know I was that close until some of my teammates told me. And it just was like a big accomplishment because to be honest, I felt like I wasn't accomplished nothing just from bouncing from school to school, and I felt like I was missing something. So even just that accomplishment may be small, but that was something that like stuck with me because it was like a major thing compared to all my other years. So
dang. So you made 1,000 points. That was a great accomplishment. And now you and your sister get the ball together. Oh my god! So you're not gonna be mad if she had more points than you, are you?
No.
And you're not gonna be mad if she get more points than you, are you?
I mean, she a freshman. She probably ain't, but no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna be mad.
Oh man, so it's definitely something to look forward to. Detroit Mercy, y'all. Keep that on your radar, Detroit Mercy, and keep a lookout for these two young ladies who's gonna be balling and breaking all types of glass ceilings, right? Yes. So, I just want to talk a little bit about what motivates you, what inspires you, what drives you. So I think I know some of the things, but I want to hear from y'all. What are some of these things that motivate, drives, and inspires you, especially as a young person?
For me, is my family, because I know me. I wouldn't push myself every day or try if it wasn't for them. Without them, like yelling at me taking me to practice. Yeah, like get up. I wouldn't have did it if it wasn't for them. Honestly, it wasn't for my sister, I wouldn't be playing basketball. I saw like she like progressed once we went to Illinois to Madonna and then to Mercy. I saw the progression and I was like, okay, like this is what we both need to do. And then yeah.
Cool. So family, okay. What about you, Aaliyah? What motivates, inspires, and drives you?
For me, I think I'm getting old, so it changes every year. But I think right now, for me, is wanting to better myself and my life and just change like bad habits, just little things, like eating better or like just being more disciplined in life. I feel like that's just what I'm more focused on.
Hmm. Okay. And some of the people, places, spaces that drives, motivates, and inspires you.
People, people that motivate me.
Hmm.
Um, if I'm being honest, it started with my high school coach. His name is Lance Belil, and actually all of them, they are like they started the discipline. With like for me to like just apply it to my real life,
Hmm.
just like how they ran practices and how they treated us. And I feel like watching them, and like how they dealt with adversity and stuff, it kind of fell on me. And I feel like that's where my discipline started.
Hmm.
Just like in high school, I would wake up every day 5 a.m. I would go shoot before school, anyone's any gym, and then I would go to school and then go to work after. So
Dang.
I feel like that is I've been kind of starting like routines and like discipline kind of since high school, and I feel like as I grow and like get older, just applying it to my life now that I have like less, more time and stuff on my hands. So
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Um, so I want community, I want our Facebook family and friends to know the things that they're talking about didn't come easy. They have experienced some barriers, some challenges. They've experienced some loss, some grief. And those things didn't stop them. And I'm really sorry to hear about the loss of your father. Raven, I know you were just a baby when he passed away, Raymond, right? And I know you were a bit older. But when we talk about some of the barriers, some of the challenges, the way that grief and loss can be so heavy on a person that it could just completely stop their life, you know. And I'm a firm believer. I just lost my grandma, I lost my father. I'm a firm believer that with death should also come life. Like I should live more because of and through the person who inspired me, who's no longer with us. Um, so, Raven, I know you never had the opportunity to meet your dad. I know he was taken by violence before you were born. Can you share with us a little bit about how you have coped, both of you have coped with this throughout your life?
uh, Basketball for me. Basketball, finding that outlet, that source of to like channel my anger.
Hmm.
It's like in basketball, and yeah, that's really it for me because I can't really say too much because I really don't know. I never really thought about it, like seriously, like honestly, really sat down and thought about it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Have you ever thought about just the fact that you don't have the presence of your father? I'm sure you hear from some of the siblings, from your mom, like who he was as a person, um, but and not having the opportunity to experience that.
Um. Well, I had my grandfather. My grandfather was my dad.
That's
He
good.
watched and raised me, and he recently passed in 2023.
Hmm.
And with him, he was my outlet, my source of my father figure. So I had somebody growing up, just not my
Hmm.
biological father. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think one of you, something significant about your number that goes back.
21.
Yeah, I
I
have 21 now, but she started in high
Yeah,
school.
What's the significance of 21?
it was our dad's jersey number in high school.
Oh my goodness, really?
So I started wearing 21 all the way up until college. And college is a bit
George.
different. You don't get your number. So
Oh,
you gotta
wow.
take what you can get. But yeah.
And I think we have a picture with one of you with the jersey 21 on. And I think we also have a picture of you all and your family with your dad. Some of you weren't on that picture, but at least shows him. And one of the things that I know I've spent my life doing, and Wow Outreach is a big part of that, is just really working to eliminate the tolerance for violence. Like too often we tolerate violence, and if we tolerate violence, then it's going to continue to persist.
Right.
And so we have to make a commitment ourselves to say, I'm not turning a blind eye. I'm not being silent. I'm going to be a change agent as it relates to violence, communities, safe communities, helping young people. I remember a quote from Dr. King that says, Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter."
Mm-hmm.
And too often we're too quiet about violence. There's no reason why someone should be taken away from us because of a violent act. That most of the time you can't even remember 5 minutes from that time what you were arguing about or why this even took place. But then two lives are directly impacted, and hundreds of people are impacted because of that one act. So thank you for sharing that 21, and y'all been doing it with the 21. Look at that. I just want to y'all want to show them. I know they know, but they've been rocking the 21. They've been rocking the 21 and doing the doggone thing, representing their dad every step of the way, even though he's not here, no longer here with them. So, Aaliyah, what's some of your thoughts about, how you're coping, how you have coped over this time period? I think it's been like 21 years. 21
Since
years.
2007.
Okay, 2007.
I think I'm kind of getting into the same boat as Rayven. I kind of was still young when it happened, so my memories of him have faded over time, if I'm being honest. All I have is like our pictures and stuff, but from what I can remember, when I was about 2 years old, he put a ball in my hand.
Oh, wow.
And once he passed away, my mom redid that. She put a ball in my hand, and that was kind of like my whole recovery, my grieving.
Oh, wow.
And
that's so beautiful.
Yeah, we just
And
had
you
no
still
clue.
got a ball in your hand, both of y'all. Oh my God.
It's just funny. Like, we had no clue I was even good. Like, it was just, I just was out there better than the kids. I was making shots. I didn't even know.
Oh, wow.
And it just went from there. So yeah, that's just kind of how my perspective is with him.
Mm. Yeah, it would definitely be good to have him here. They're coping, they're dealing, they're doing wonderful things in the memory and honor of his life. But you know what? Violence should never happen. Should never happen. And oftentimes, those who are committing violent acts, we know what's going on within our house. We know what's going on with our babies, our cousins, our best friends, our sisters, our brothers. Oftentimes, it takes us speaking up. We need to say something when we see our kid going astray in the house. And I understand as parents, we can't, it's only so much we can do, and then you got to just turn it over to God and allow God to do the rest. But do something. Make sure that you're at least doing something and you're not avoiding or ignoring the problem that's right in your face. And that's, whether you're, like I said, whatever role you're playing, we can't ignore the problem that's right in our face. We have to say something and speak up. So, Mom, I just wanted to ask you, because you knew Dad personally. Raymond, you knew him personally. From what you told me, he was a wonderful man. So can you just share? I always like to acknowledge those that we've lost, particularly to violence, because I want the community to know that they're still here with us and we continue to fight and advocate every single day so no one has to experience that sense of grief and loss. So what are some of the things you would like to share?
Well, I met him on the basketball court.
What? Now that part I didn't know. Were you playing basketball? I can't remember. Did you play basketball?
I didn't play. I should have though. I got a little game.
Oh my goodness.
But I met him on the basketball court up at Manly.
Okay, Manly.
Yeah, he was up there shooting. I was shooting. And we just started kicking it from there. And then, for 3 kids later.
Oh, wow.
And here we are.
Nice. And what kind of man? What type of man was he?
He was a lot of fun. Crack jokes all the time, and wanted to spend time with the kids. He was an okay guy.
Well, do you think he would be proud of the girls today?
Oh yeah, we couldn't take him to the games now because he called something on the girls. He was like, "You talking to my daughter? You talking to my daughter?" He would have been off the chain. But I think he would have been proud of all the kids,
Mm-hmm.
And yep, and his other kids has children themselves, and him being a grandfather and stuff. I think he would have enjoyed that.
Oh,
yeah,
that is so cool.
Yeah, you just never know how your life gonna turn out when you lose a loved one. Like you said, it's a positive came out of it. They kept going. That was their outlet for losing their fathers. I think they doing pretty good.
Cool. Thank you. Just want to remind you all there is a Hope, Health, Heal, Grief and Loss program that's going to happen on May 10th at Church Without Walls, starting at 11:30 a.m. If you're dealing with grief and loss, if you've been looking for some support, come over there on May 10th, 11:30 a.m. for the Hope, Health, Heal event. That we have some wonderful instructors that's going to be there. We're going to have some healing circles. If you just want to talk, everything is in confidence, and we're going to get through this together. So just want to put that out there again. So this is for you and Raven, and then Marcia, if you want to jump in. But what would you say to those who are part of the problem? There's so many out there that's just committing violent acts. They're part of this perpetual problem of committing violence, doing violence. What would you say to those who are part of the problem?
Resource. Like you can start resourcing. You can find it ain't hard to get into like something with the community as far as volunteering, like stuff, helping out kids,
Mhm.
going to read books in kindergarten, like starting somewhere,
Hmm,
like getting somewhere, just finding resources.
that's real good. Thank you.
Um, for me, I'm a psych major, so
Okay,
um,
psych.
I see things kind of different. For me, I feel like we don't have the resources to help those people, and I feel like, or not even just that, or like the environment they're in is clearly like showing them this what they're doing. Like they're
Mhm.
not just doing this just because I feel like they've been shown this, and I feel like we need to find a way to help them. I don't know how, but like
Hmm.
some people can be helped and some people just can't. But I feel like everything is all mental. And I just think teaching people how to be mentally tough, or if they can't be mentally tough, that's where like, making a decision and drawing the line.
Mhm. That's really good. That's really good. What do you say to that person? Oftentimes, there's people in a group, and I usually use this analogy of there was a young lady who I love dearly. I love her mom and family, and she was taken by a drive-by. So there were four people in the car.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say when there's four people in a car? You're the one that's like, oh man, I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to do this. Before you even get in the car, you already know. You know the people you're hanging with is you already know what they're about. I
Right.
know my cousins. Can't nobody tell me nothing about my cousins. I know which ones I should be with, and I know which ones I need to stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I want to continue to maintain freedom.
Right.
And then I got some friends, best friends. It's the same way, especially when I was younger. So what do you say to that young person who's just having a hard time saying no? It's like, no, I can't do this.
Walk away. Um, start by praying. Actually,
Mm,
finding a good church home. That's really just start praying. Like you can say anything. You can say 3 words. You like you're
hmm.
still gonna get somewhere. And if you trying and like repenting and stuff, it's gonna be okay.
That's good. Thank you. Because it's not always easy
Right.
walking away. It's not
Right.
always easy being like, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna sit out on this one.
Yeah.
You know.
I think for me, I kind of experienced something like that, just being with the wrong crowd. But for me, I think it was I needed to surround myself by different type of people,
Hmm.
and I feel like once you do that and you see how they interact, it's gonna draw you away from that because you're gonna be like, oh well, they over here chilling. I just want to chill. Y'all in the car driving by, like I don't. So
Hmm.
I feel like just knowing who you're gonna be around and surrounding yourself around the right people.
Y'all hear that? Surround yourself with the right people. If you know that there's one bad apple, listen, you need to separate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As hard as it might be, separate yourself. And it might take some time, like little by little, separate yourself. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, it's just a matter of time. You know how many young people are incarcerated right now because they were in a car with somebody who said, I'm running in the store for a moment. They went in there and robbed the store, came back out. They're driving down the street. Next thing you know, the police pulls them over. And guess what? Both of them are arrested for armed robbery. So you got to know the people that you're surrounding yourself with. You got to know the people you're connected with, because that could be detrimental to your life. And that's what perpetuates the issue of violence. You know what I'm saying? Because one, we're afraid to say no. Two, we're too silent. And three, as a community, we're not embracing those young people to help them to feel like I can do this. Like I can say no, I can do this. I can live a different life than what I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis in my community. And you said something earlier about they're doing what they see in the community. And I remember I wrote a paper before that talked about I hear young people say all the time, I'm a product of my environment in a negative way. But in my paper, I'm like, I'm a product of my environment and I'm giving back. You know what I'm saying? I could have went down some of those roads, and I did to a certain extent. But guess what? I'm a positive part I'm a positive product of my environment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all too. I mean, yeah, y'all might have did some stuff, and you might take some stuff to your grave, and some stuff you might share with mom and some best friends and other folks. But for the most part, you are a positive product of your environment. So we got to change that narrative. I'm a product of my environment because I saw drugs, because I witnessed prostitution and all this type of stuff. I became that which I saw. No, that's a trick of the enemy. You are better than that. Right. You know what I'm saying? These two young women, this mom, myself, George, so many others are positive products of our environment. I'm from the north side. I don't know where y'all from.
South
side. Okay.
South side.
North side, Northwestern Wildcats in the house.
Central Indiana.
Oh, right. Yeah, so all y'all Wildcats out there, go ahead and throw them up. I ain't gonna leave my friend out there.
All you Central Indians.
Any Central, whatever. Okay. Yes. So we talked about those who are part of the problem. What would you say to those who are experiencing like loss? Because y'all experience loss. You remember some positive things. You remember your dad putting the basketball in your hand. Like you listen to some of the stories that your sisters and your mom and brothers have shared, and I believe you channel that energy, of your dad who's not here, and your granddad and your grandma. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that has made y'all better to a certain extent by utilizing that pain to push through and be a stronger, better person. Yeah. So what would you say to those who are experiencing loss and struggling in that fact, and basically they haven't moved forward? What would you say to them?
I would say find like sources. Whether it's everybody's different, so like you can get involved in sports if you like sports. You can get involved in doing hair. You can get involved in volunteering. You can just find that outlet. You can sing. You can draw. It's just a lot of outlets you can do. You just gotta find what's right for you.
Okay. I like that. What about you?
I agree with what she said. Finding like finding things to do. But just don't make sure you're grieving. Like allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to go through what you're feeling and everything before you just don't go looking for distractions. Pretty much like every now and then a distraction is okay, but just once you. He made me lose my train of thought.
I know. I was like, what?
I was just.
She said George made her lose her train of thought.
Yeah, that's all I got.
And that was good too.
I know.
I know everybody probably on Facebook.
We was locked in. She was finna rap.
I was locked in. And then he said, "I'm like,
I know." I was like, "What?" Man.
But yeah. Wait, we'll say the question.
Okay, I'm gonna say the question.
We can run it back. We can run it back. All right, let's go.
What did I say? So I said, what? What would you say? Well, I think I said, what would you say
with people that's going through grief?
Yeah, loss and struggle.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I was talking about don't look for distractions, because when you look for distractions, I feel like you go out and you make bad decisions or you hurt people. And I feel like when you lose someone, just allow yourself to feel it, but also surround yourself with positive things. Do positive things. Don't do nothing that's going be detrimental to your health and your mental health, pretty much.
That's good, y'all. And she said, take your time. I don't care how many people say, girl, you still going through it? Yes. Yes, I am. You still crying about that? Oh, you emotional right now? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I am. And if you got a problem with it, then don't come around me. Because you got to take your time grieving. You got to take your time healing. I mean, it's not easy. When you have somebody that's so significant in your life and you lose them, it's going to take a minute to fill that void with positive things. I mean, you still carry them with you, but it's going to take a minute to fill that void.
Right.
All right. So the last question, Mom, you going to say something?
Oh, no.
Okay. The last question we got to call her? Okay. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We have 4 callers. Sorry, y'all. We were so deep in our conversation. Apologies. And I did see so many people online. Thank you so very much for chiming in. We appreciate you all. So the last question that I have for you all is how do you think we change the face and presence of violence in our life and then in our community and beyond? How do you think we change the face and presence of violence within our personal life, with throughout our community and beyond?
It kind of goes back to what I said was said about like people see what people see they do. So I don't know. I just say basically to just like change something within yourself first before you can go out and try to change something else. Recognize what you're doing if that's causing violence, or if someone close to you in your family or something you see on a daily basis that's considered violence. Try to change that. Um, and I think once you start there and you see like how that goes, I feel like it will give you more confidence to want to branch off and help everyone else.
That's good. And I love how she said, change first starts with me. Change begins with me. All right. So, Rayven, what about you?
What was the question?
How do you think we change the face and presence of violence in our life and then throughout our community and beyond?
Can you sum that up, please?
Like, how do you think? How do you think? So, there's so much violence that's going on around us all the time, everywhere. And that comes from individual acts for the most part, whether somebody is enticing the violence, somebody is perpetuating the violence, whatever the case is. So how do you think we change like the culture of violence within our personal lives and throughout our community?
Kind of like what she said, and then she said, "You are who you hang around." Start there. Like start with your friends or even your closest peers, cousins, family members, everybody. Start evaluating like who they are, if they like following the path you want to follow or see. Like you look up something to like you look up to them in some type of way. Just follow, like keep your peers close, keep the ones you want to be around and grow with close.
That made me want to say something. It just reminded me of something called the domino effect. Like if you want, like if I start, okay, for example, there's some places in this community that are like trash and stuff. If I go out and I start picking trash and somebody see me, they might want to help. And then they start seeing us, that brings more people. So that's why I say when you start with the change within yourself, people gonna notice that. And that's why people gravitate towards you, because they see you want to change and you want to do better. And I feel like a lot of people, when they see positive, they're going to gravitate towards it. It's just the same thing as negativity. When you see negativity, you gravitate towards it.
So true.
So
why not do the positive?
Exactly.
Why not take the high road? Yes, I'm down with that. So, all right, y'all. So, do y'all have anything that you would like to say to Mom?
Mom don't talk, so I'm not going to say anything.
No, she said that you had something you had to say to.
Is there something you want to say to Mom?
Thank you.
I mean, I tell you this all the time. We have these conversations. Whenever I'm down on my worst, I know I can call you, and it's vice versa. And I feel like to have that type of relationship, it's the utmost respect for you, and you've done a lot for us. Like I tell you this all the time. So yeah, so I just appreciate everything you've done and getting me to where I am, because I wouldn't have got it where I'm at.
Oh, thank you. Oh, so beautiful. Hugs. Yes.
And I have nicknames for them. That's my Sparkle.
Oh.
So call her if you wait for a moment till the mother finishes what she's saying.
That's her Sparkle.
And this is my Georgia Peach.
Okay.
Georgia Peach. Oh my gosh. How cute. How cute. Yeah. Support is so important. And it starts at home. If Mom wasn't as supportive as she was, I mean, I don't know that these girls would be where they are today. So to encourage the mom, the dad who's in the home, and you're wondering, am I making a difference? Is it going okay? Yes, just keep on doing what you're doing. Keep persevering, keep praying, and keep encouraging your babies. So in saying that, I know Raven's going to have some words, but let's go to the caller right quick.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hello?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Could you do me a favor? Could you ask young lady Cece, why did she tell me them was her kids, not my kids? Now she's saying they peanut kids.
What? Wait, is this so Mike? What is it? Who is is the caller? Please say your name.
This money.
Mike.
Yeah, this money. CC told me this. CC told me them was my girls.
Oh my God.
And now she telling me they peanut kids.
Well, this ain't what you call one of them shows, the reality shows.
More,
Jerry
this
Springer.
is
Right?
more.
Who's the father?
Okay,
Who's the father?
Better
No.
call
okay, if this
Steve.
ain't
Call
okay,
Steve.
Your
if
neighbors
this
don't
ain't if
say.
this ain't if this ain't Cherry Springer, let me ask my legitimate question. First, I want to say congratulations to the girls, and I want to send a shout out to Peanut, and I want to send a shout out to Peanut. I'm proud of them. I'm so proud of them, and them are just some of the best nieces to have.
Aww.
Yeah,
Thank you,
but I am
Mike.
so proud of them. I'm proud of their mother. Their mother is just, she 10 toes down with them. And those are just some of the best young kids, to have and be a part of. And I'm just so proud of them.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
You
Thank
too.
you.
And thank you for all your support.
Right. Yep.
I was
Is
sure
that
if
it?
we
That's
could.
the only caller? Okay. Huh?
That was the only person.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. So now, Raven, if you want to close us out with your words to mom.
Thank you, thank you. This is honestly my best friend. Like I feel like we act just alike. We have very like things in common. So when we do argue, it's like like okay,
It's the same
okay,
person.
Right.
okay. And then that's the thing. We is the same person. So if I get mad at something, she'll say something. I'm like, what? Like what? And then she'll say something, and we'll just laugh about it, or she'll just make a joke about it, and we'll be back cool. But I want to say thank you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you or my grandmother, Barbara.
Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to my granny.
I think I got her
Shout
on
out
here.
to Barbara and Moore Jackson.
Yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. All right. So, Mom, any final words, anything you would like to say regarding the podcast, our conversation today to the community?
I just want to say I thank you for having us and just keep us in your prayers.
Oh, for sure. So, thank you all for tuning in today. I believe Cece has an announcement regarding an upcoming event.
Okay. We would like you to come out to the Genesee County Community Safety Resource Fair Saturday, May 17th from 11 to 2 at Burston Fieldhouse. And it's free. Free. Come out. May 17th. Resources. Any type of resource you may need, come out. And I also want to just say to all the parents, please get involved in your kids' life. It makes a difference. It starts with the parents. Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you, everyone. Again, shout out to James, Larry, George for opening up this space so that people like me in community can have a voice, a stronger voice, a larger platform. We definitely appreciate you. If you want to know more information or if you want to do something like this, then give them a call. I don't know, is this the number? Then you can go to Out of the Mud Inc. or you can call 248. Can they call that number? 248-820-5053. 248-820-5053. If you need more information, we're going to drop some stuff in the thread regarding some of the upcoming events. And if you need me, just hit me up on Facebook and Messenger, or you can call me if that works out better. But again, thank you, ladies, for being a part of this conversation. This conversation isn't isolated to just us. The purpose of this conversation is so that not only does it help us individually, but it helps all of us as we continue to maneuver through the challenges of life, working with our kids, working in community, serving in community. We have to continue to be that light for our families first, and then for our communities. It's our responsibility. So thank you again. I hope you all enjoy this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Friday is coming up and the weekend. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Be safe, okay? And we love you. Y'all give me peace out. Peace.
Thank you.